Going down and the rig is on. iRacing is where I belong. Discord's lit and the drivers are here. This is GEC, there's no room for fear. Green flag drops and the engines roar. 40 cars and we all want more. Mash the gases, we're on the line. Four wide and we're feeling fine. Close in a slipstream dance, taking the corners in a high-speed trance. Tri-oval side by side in this GEC league, there's nowhere to
Welcome to Atlanta. Thank you for joining us here on the GEC Racing League YouTube channel for the Collateral Damage Sports Network Truck Series, here for race number 12 of Season 8. We're 2 races in to our playoff picture with 4 to go, counting this one. I'm Shane Cochran. Up in the booth with me, as always, is Lee Kiernan. Lee, how you doing?
Yeah, pretty good. Happy to be here at Old Hotlanta. It's going to be an interesting race tonight.
Yeah, this is not the Echo Park Speedway you might be familiar with the high banks and similar to a Talladega without a restrictor plate. This is the old Atlanta. It's hot. It's slick. It eats tires, pushes drivers to their limits. It's going to be hard to carry momentum without losing the handle on the truck, especially over the long run. Fuel run going to be somewhere right around 35 laps or so. We've got 100 laps we're going to run here tonight, so we're going to have a couple pit stops, and I'm expecting a few cautions to shake up that fuel strategy.
A few cautions, and it's also going to be hard to make passes stick here. If you run too low for too long, you start to heat those tires up if you don't get the job done. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes with trucks that are going at the same pace.
Absolutely, and it is pretty hot out there. Air temp only 78, but track temp 95 and going up at the moment. Just a little bit of a wind, a 12-mile-an-hour wind that might affect the trucks down in one corner versus the other as it makes them tight or loose. We got a 1.5-mile track here at Atlanta. Again, 100 laps, going to be 5 additional tire sets per usual. Not going to need all those sets for a green flag fuel race, but fuel window somewhere right around 35 laps, and the drivers are going to have 1 fast repair in their pockets. We've seen a few races this season where those fast repairs have been the saving grace of a lot of drivers. And as we mentioned, our drivers, why don't we take a look at our season standings. Bryce Borer, 7 wins on the season. He's leading Ryan Moutre. He's got a 16-point gap. Bryce was a regular season champ, so he, after the race last week, has carried a pretty big cushion here. And then, but behind him, it is tight. So Osborne is in third, just 2 points behind Moutre. Then it's Kyle Simmons, Jamie Griffin, your top 5. Michael Boyd and Klaus Brahm both tied there for 6th. Then it's Sahadak, Elzy, Seawright, Gallman, Ryder, Anthony, and Henderson rounding out your playoff drivers. We're going to have 18 drivers in tonight's race, and 6 of them are offering up a view into their sim rig, their living rooms, their dorm rooms, wherever they are, the garage, the man cave. That's going to be Brom, Ryder, Griffin, Henderson, Culleton, and Teal. So we'll be checking in with those drivers throughout the race. Here tonight, we got everybody just about lined up, and we'll go through our starting grid here in just a moment.
There's my pick in the top right-hand corner, Jamie Griffin. I think Jamie's going to have a great race tonight. He was quick on warm-up here earlier tonight. I noticed he qualified third. He's going to be my pick. Who are you going for?
You know, I think I'm going to go with Henderson. He's the kind of trailing in the points right now, but he's always happy to wave at us on camera. So I'm going to go with Blake here tonight, and hopefully we can jump on board with him as he goes for the win. As the drivers start to roll off, it is going to be Ryan Moutre on the pole with Michael Boyd outside of him on the front row. Then Jamie Griffin and Bryce Borer in row 2, followed by Dakota Osborne and Klaus Brom in that third row. Robert Weibel and John Anthony in row 4. Blake Henderson and Kenneth Gallman in row 5. That's your starting top 10. Then it's going to be Spencer Teal, David Culleton in row 6, with Walt Sahadak and Ryan Elzey in row 7. Scott Prim and Josh Ryder in row 8. And then Jess Childs and Johnny Jones. Doesn't look like Jess has started the race, so Jones will be the last truck there, starting on the back row in 17th.
Strength of our field in GEC and the trucks has really improved. Just going through all of those, I get shocked at how strong this field is. It's an amazing group of guys and girl. Yeah.
Jess likes to hold us accountable to that one. Easy to make the slip up. But Barney's got the flag up in the air and he's waving it. Green flag is out. Race has started. Moutre leads them into that first corner. Down there on the bottom, he's got Griffin right on his bumper and Boyd steaming around on the outside with Borer just behind him. Here at Atlanta, I would say turns 1 and 2, I prefer the top. You can really let it rip and get a huge run down the backstretch, but in 3 and 4, you got to be down low to save those tires. Boyd holding serve on the outside.
Yeah, great start by everyone. Nice clean start. Just what we wanted to the start of this race. A little loose there in the 21. Allows Boer through.
Bryce to the lead.
Bryce's familiar spot all year.
Take a look at those stats. Bryce is first in points, 7 wins on the season, 9 top 5s. Driving for ALR Racing out of South Florida. Newcomer this season to GEC, but he has taken the league by storm. And he's already out front trying to pull away.
Man, just noticing how loose these trucks get when somebody gets right up underneath you on the exit of a turn. Boyd got loose first from Bryce and then from Jamie.
So Boer is up
with the...
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. No, after you.
I was just going to say, Boer to the lead, but Jamie Griffin now has taken second. He's pulled ahead of Moutre and Boyd. And Robert Weibel's up to 5th now. 2 positions gained for him in the 53. As we jump on board with Robert in that 53 Monster Energy F-150. Great view of the battle for the lead. You know, Boer is out front, but he is not necessarily pulling away. As Griffin slaps the wall out of 4, that sends Moutre down into the grass. He saves it, and they almost go 3 wide. Boyd thinks better of it, but Moutre now up alongside Griffin. That's also brought Osborne into the picture. Down there on the bottom in that Ritz Chevy.
Henderson nearly blew over on the start finish there. He was out of control, and the truck was exceptionally airborne. Unbelievable.
It does look like Klaus Brahm might have had an issue on that last lap. We'll take a quick look at what happened to Klaus.
Brahm and Henderson.
And almost like maybe he was reacting to those trucks getting sideways and in the wall ahead of him, and then you're right, comes down across the nose. Oh boy.
Yeah.
And then they get together again. I think Henderson saves it for now. No, he does not. So Henderson goes through the grass as well. I think we can give up on the slow-mo at that point. No contact with the wall, though, for either truck. And they're going to keep going.
iRacing throws the yellow flags for us, so no yellow flag there from iRacing. Henderson was a little surprised over the comms.
Yeah, I think especially this season on the last update, iRacing is not going to throw the caution unless there is a slow car in the racing line. So cars going through the grass, not enough to bring out that caution these days.
Wonder if it would have been different if he had tapped that wall as he was going backwards there, you know.
Boyd now ahead of Moutre for third. And you can see Henderson and Brahm are those two cars all alone, about a half lap behind this front pack of the leaders. It's a 5-truck breakaway up front.
Anthony just getting through on Weevil here, or trying to. He was up the inside, but couldn't get the job done. Maybe this time.
He's got Teal right behind him.
Probably get the help from that push from Teal there right now. Looks like Spencer got it done as well.
And it's just like we talked about in pre-race. You can see how fast it is, how slick the track feels, and then when you catch the truck in front of you, it's so hard to get that pass done and then continue that momentum forward to hold onto it and move on to the next driver ahead.
Yeah, that was a nice move by Spencer. Looks like he's got it just about.
Moutre trying to get back by Boyd. And that's got Osborne to his outside. These three in a battle for third behind Griffin and your leader, Bryce Borer. Looks like Prim might have had an issue. He is a little bit off pace from the lead pack, now back in 15th, and I believe he's coming to pit road. 24 on pit lane with a black flag. I'm not sure if he picked that up coming to pit lane or if that's why he is on pit lane. I'm not even sure if he's in a pit stall. Maybe a hardware issue there for the 24.
Yeah. Boyd's having a look here at Jamie right now. I think he'll go close to passing him here.
Now Jamie's truck looks tight, Lee. He almost got up into Boyd there. It had to check up. That lets the 21 by for second. He gives Moutre a run as he looks to his inside into turn 3. Jamie gonna hold him down though.
I ran this track a little bit last night, and I kept on blowing the tires off if I was down on that bottom lane. I did notice Jamie was in the bottom lane in 1 and 2 earlier in the race. It's a little easy to blow through your tires a little quick. He's looking at a pass on him here now. Boyd just drove away from this group.
Osborne still not quite able to make that pass. As we take a look at that onboard telemetry, we can see they're about halfway through this fuel run. Again, our expectations about 35 laps per tank. That should set us up for pretty much an even 3-run race if this stays green. 2 pit stops right down the middle.
Hill and Anthony still going side by side. They have been for the last 5 or 6 laps.
Now the trucks that got my attention are LZ and Ryder. This is the battle for 10th. And they were right on top of each other there a lap ago.
It's like Spencer's finally got it done on Anthony. Spencer's been moving through the field. Nice. He's up to Osborne here now.
Yeah, he's one of our biggest movers in the race. The biggest is Josh Ryder, who's now in the top 10, up 6 positions. Spencer up 5. Then Johnny Jones, Ryan Elsie, and Bryce Boer also making gains. Bryce doesn't have any further to go, though, as he is in the lead now about 1.25 seconds over Michael Boyd.
Moutre still cannot get that done.
And it just seems like Griffin might have burned his tires off, and he is starting to be in the way as this pack is kind of accordion together here, battling for 3rd.
Just keeping a close eye on the distance between Boyd and Boer. At the moment it's around 1.5.
Osborne gets a huge run there on the bottom line, as we've got a couple drivers heading into the pits. David Culleton, one of them.
It's a little earlier than I thought.
Yeah, not sure this isn't really a strategy play, as he's still going to have to stop 2 more times from here.
He might have smacked the wall at some stage.
And something has happened to Jamie Lee. He just dropped all the way back to 8th while we were looking at David Culleton on pit road. I'm going to jump back a lap or 2 and watch this. See what happened to the 5 truck. Again, he was up there in the top 5 with a couple trucks trying to make their way by. This is now 2 laps ago. I think he's just going to get up into the wall here at a 4. And, oh, he does his best to stay out of the other trucks coming by. Gets into the wall again there through the tri-oval. Or quad oval. I forget the specific terminology. It isn't straight. That's what's important. So Griffin continuing to drop.
If we stay green, he'll have trouble. It looks like that needs repairs. And he'll have trouble getting that repaired under green. Not something you really want to use a fast repair on either. Gap out front is still kind of consistent between Boer and Boyd. It's 1.7 now. It was 1.6 when I looked at it a moment ago. So.
Teal continuing his march forward. He's now up 8 positions. As Johnny Jones was just off track in that 11.
And I did see that it just come up on the comms that Prim dropped due to a bad connection, packet loss.
Yeah, we hate to see that. I'm glad he was able to get to pit road, though, without causing an issue for anybody else. So it looks like Jones is okay. Might have just clipped the grass on the front stretch. Teal has now secured 3rd position after starting 11th. You can see his rise into the top 3 there on the lap chart. He's got Moutre and Osborne there right in his mirror, though. Leader still Bryce Bohr, and his lead is growing now, 2.2 seconds ahead of Michael Boyd.
The guys that were mixed up in that early incident are back in 14th and 15th, Henderson and Brahm. They're a good bit over half a lap behind right now. They'll be begging for a yellow flag.
Yeah, and like we mentioned, there's not a lot of fuel strategy here if this stays green. The max fuel run somewhere around 35 laps, which means you're just going to split these 100 laps down the middle into a 2-stop, 3-stint race. So there's not really even a gamble here for Henderson to take to try and regain that track position. Ken Gallman is up 4 positions to 6th now for Skidmark Motorsports. Michael Boyd still holding on to 2nd. Look at Boyd's stats. He's in 6th right now. He was really a 2nd place truck most of the regular season. And it's just really tight there as we looked at those points earlier. So 6th, certainly still within reach. But not if Bohr keeps running away with races like he is right now. I'm looking at the last 5 laps to see who's fastest. David Culleton, actually, fastest truck on track. That is because he came to pit road and has fresher tires. But after that, it's Bryce Bohr, the leader, and then Spencer Teal, who is running 3rd. Then Osborne and Sahadak, who's just cracked his way into the top 10 for the first time tonight. Running behind his Stitley Motorsport teammate Jamie Griffin, who settled into 9th after that contact a few laps ago. And here comes our leader to the pits. Bryce comes down pit lane. Nobody follows him, though, so Michael Boyd will assume the lead. And that is maybe just a lap or 2 earlier than I would have wanted to come, Lee, if you were going to hope to split this into just a 2-stop race. That is only 31 laps.
Kind of surprised he came here. Now he also gave Boyd a chance to pick up some championship points, which he's one of the title contenders against him. But I do hear over the comms now quite a few guys coming into the pits.
And you are going to need to make it at least to lap 33 when you pit to have any hope of making it on 2 stops without some extensive saving in one of the later stints. As you see Bryce coming back up on track, so now Gallman and Anthony have hit pit road. Teal is going to take the lead as Boyd hits pit road. Here comes Osborne. Oh, a little fast, and he clips the cone. That is likely going to be a penalty. I'm not seeing it yet. Maybe he got away with it. Ryder also in behind him.
Yeah, I don't see anything come up yet.
Johnny Jones hitting pit road. Teal looking low. He's going to come to pit road here. That's going to give Boer his lap back. And Spencer going to be one of the last trucks, Moutre as well, to make it. They made it to lap 33. Like I said, I think that's the magic number you had to get to have a hope of doing this in 2 stops. Henderson comes in, as does Brahm.
Both those guys would have been praying for a yellow then.
And this should restore order as Boer will come around and take the lead back, as every driver in front of him is now on pit road. And there it is, new leader 57. The question is going to be, did he stretch that lead over Boyd through this cycle, or did it shrink? And right now it looks like Michael Boyd is going to be 11 seconds behind that 57. Now the other truck playing into this is David Culleton, who pitted, let's see, 14 laps ago. Again, not really sure exactly what happened to the 50 truck, but he came out of cycle. So he had those fresh tires for a much longer period. That's got him into second place. And he's about halfway through a tank. So a caution anywhere in the next 14 laps would be life-saving there for the driver of the 50.
I see there's some skid mark boys in the chat today. Menchaca and Wesley Lynch going for their teammates that are out there for skid mark. Menchaca's saying let's go skid mark, and Wesley's let's go BDG, which I know is Goldman.
You know, take a look at our team standings in the race right now. ALR in the lead with Bryce, and right behind him.
What a great season those guys have had, all of them.
Yeah, it's been, and it's not just the official ALR drivers, but their associates there for JST Racing. That is Spencer Teal, and Tombstone, I believe that's Henderson. They're having a great race as we look at how the ALR drivers are doing tonight. Right now, it's Boer and Moutre, but Osborne, I mean, he was up here in the top 5 not too long ago. Something must have happened to that 79. Maybe he did get a black flag on pit road. I don't see it in the tracker.
I don't see it in the tracker either.
But his pit lane time has an extra 40 seconds right there. So he picked up a black flag on entry. We saw him clip the cone. That's got him a lap down in 16th place. There are 2 other drivers 1 lap down. One of those is Klaus Brahm. He's currently sitting in the lucky dog position. The other is Johnny Jones, who we didn't see it on camera. We saw him have an off track and then drift back a little bit. He's running 15th.
The next one in front of Boer is Robert Weevil. Now Robert was moving forward there for quite some time and putting pressure, but he's dropped back now to 13th position.
That pit cycle really threw a few drivers forward and backwards.
Yeah.
Boer leapfrogging over everybody as they came to pit road and gaining. I mean, I think his lead was under 3 seconds over Boyd before they came in. Now almost 10 seconds. Closest battle on track is this one here between Spencer Teal and Jamie Griffin. And here comes Culleton to the pits again. This is, again, just very early, only 19 laps on that stint. Really not sure what's going on there for David.
That's a good move by Jamie getting around Spencer. Really important for him to get through really quickly, which he did.
Just went on board with David to see if there's any clue on his webcam of what's going on there for the 50 truck. Nothing obvious. And so here comes Jamie Griffin. He was one of the drivers that has rebounded through that green flag cycle after getting just a little bit of damage from smacking the wall, we can only assume. He's also one of the drivers that made it all the way to lap 34 before coming down pit road, so he's got a shot at making it the distance. The first driver in that situation is Ryan Moutre. Boer came down on lap 31, although he does have a buffer that he could use to try and save some fuel over these remaining 57 laps here at Atlanta for the Collateral Damage Sports Network Truck Series.
We have Moutre in third, and then we followed by Anthony. Anthony's moved forward quite well tonight. He's half a second ahead of Griffin. It's good to see John Anthony moving forward, one of my skid mark teammates. Where is it? Goldman's dropped to 7th, just below Spencer Teal. Somebody we haven't called out much tonight is Walt. Walt's running in 9th, with LZ running in 8th.
And we just watched Jamie Griffin drive right around John Anthony.
Yeah.
That's for 4th place. And that 5 truck is on the move, at least by position. Looking at the last 5 laps, he's fastest on track, Lee, and his teammate Sahadak, who you were just mentioning, second fastest on track.
Yeah, Jamie's flying right now.
But we saw Jamie maybe burn up those tires early in his run the last time around, so we'll see if he can keep up this speed for the full 33, 34 laps that these drivers need to make.
Looks like Spencer's through on Anthony as well here now. This is deja vu from the first stint. Both these trucks next to each other.
And Teal looks like he's trying to track down Griffin.
Yeah, Teal and Griffin both ran 31.9s. Walt's the only other person. Oh, now he's just moved into the 32s, but yeah, Griffin and Teal are the only ones in the 31.9s at the moment. Oh, only one in the 31s. Griffin gets Moutre, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I was just watching Weibel in 13th, about to go a lap down to the leader in the 57. But you're right, Griffin did track down Ryan Moutre to take 3rd.
Yeah,
and now Teal is moving in.
Yeah. Now, is Moutre saving his tires a little bit?
And there he goes, and Teal gains on Griffin at the same time.
Yeah.
When drivers get this close, we like to use our... Oh, it's not working. Never mind. I was going to say I was going to try out that Fighter Pilot HUD plugin that's a prototype here for CDSN, but looks like it's not active tonight. Either way, Teal is on the move, tracking down Jamie Griffin in the 5. This is the closest battle on track for 3rd.
We have Cullerton flying up the inside of Teal here right now. Cullerton, of course, is on fresher tires.
Oh, and Teal into the wall.
Yeah. I think he probably got shocked at how quick Cullerton was coming up the inside.
Yeah, let's take a look at... Just want to see when Cullerton pitted those times. So, you know, he might be someone who is trying to do this I don't know why he would do it in 4 stops. But he pitted exactly on lap 20 and exactly on lap 40. Almost like it's on purpose. Most of these drivers, like I said, I think the ones that waited long enough should do it on 2 stops. Some drivers might have to do a splash and go at the end.
It looks like Teal just drove around or down the inside of Jamie. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. But
no,
I've got Teal just put the move on Jamie.
Smoke pouring out of my ears as I'm trying to figure out this strategy by the 50. And I think it might be deliberate. He is trying to do this on a 4-stop strategy, which will give him a lot fresher tires, but I don't know if it's going to net out. But I mean, at one point before he pitted on lap 40, he was running second.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right now, though, he's a lap down.
I'll tell you in about 46 laps whether that worked for him. Hey, why not try something different?
Ryan Elsie has tracked down Walt Sahadak, or actually it might be vice versa. I think Sahadak might have just gotten around the 27. He's now up to 8th position. Both he and Elsie are up 5 positions from where they started the race, and then behind them, you can see in that 32 Budweiser truck is Josh Ryder. He's up 6 positions. The only driver who's gained more during the race so far is Spencer Teal, who's in 3rd. And drivers starting to get spaced out here now. Borer's lead down to 8 seconds. So Michael Boyd did eat into it a little bit here, but it looks like it's steadied out right around 8.3, 8.2 seconds. And so I think it's going to come down to who can save enough fuel to make sure they do this on 2 stops. We hit lap 57. It's been green flag the whole way. 5 lead changes through the pit cycle. Otherwise, very clean race. Just 16 total incident points for the entire field. Here as we're past halfway.
Yeah, the quality of field this year, I said it earlier in the broadcast, has been exceptional. Looking at times, they're just starting to drop off just a little bit.
And Johnny Jones going to hit pit lane.
Yeah, it looks like Walt's pitting as well.
I love pulling up a driver's webcam right as they're about to make a pass, because you can see just how focused and intense the racing is. And Elsie's starting to pull back away, though. Can Ryder get a run on him here down low?
You see Josh talking into his mic into the Discord with his teammates in the group.
And driving for Titans Motorsports. Yeah, no other Titans Motorsports drivers in the race tonight. I wonder who he's talking to.
Yeah, maybe he's just talking to himself. I can say that Josh's a great guy, so he'll take that the right way. I'm just looking at that field, looking at our track. Man, those all those trucks are spread out just really, really nice right now. Yeah, a lot of distance between each of those trucks.
Yeah, this is the closest battle on track. There's one other battle starting to heat up. As these two stay side by side, and Ryder almost up into LZ. The other battle going on is this one between Moutre and Gallman.
Yeah.
For 6th. And here comes the 71. Able to get it done on the top as our leader, Bryce Bohr, is on pit road. And Michael Boyd is going to follow him in. Again, this is just a little too early to do the 2-stop strategy unless he's really going to aggressively save. This time, 32 laps on the run.
I think Boyd's coming in at the same time because he doesn't want to lose any time to him.
And Boyd overshoots his pit stall.
He did.
That'll cost him.
Bryce is on quick on new tires. And it does look like a lot of the guys are coming in right now. 71's coming in, 42's coming in.
Yeah, I think, I mean, right now it looks really good for Teal and Griffin. They made it to lap 34 on their first stint, which means they should be able to make it to lap 68 on this run, which would set them up to easily make it without having to stop again. And, well, Culleton's off schedule by what I thought he was trying to do. He should have come down on lap 60. But again, I think Teal and Griffin are the ones in the with the advantage here on this last couple of strategy calls. Teal has a 3-second lead over Griffin.
Griffin's won some fuel mileage races in the past, I believe.
Certainly won some and lost some. I know,
yes.
I know this really good-looking driver, the 86 that got him once at Kansas. Neither of us are ever going to forget that one. It was my first win here with the GEC Racing League, so that one sticks with me. But right now, Culleton is the last truck on the lead lap.
Griffin and Moutre are pitting now. What lap are we on? 67.
Yeah, that's going to be just barely for Griffin. So now the advantage is going to go to Teal and Henderson if he stays out, which he will. And looks like Brom didn't make it to pit road, and Sahadak or somebody spun down there. Yeah, it was Walt in the 00. Spun getting onto pit road. Take a quick look at that. Oh, he actually came up on Moutre.
Oof.
Neither one of them showing a black flag at the moment. We'll have to watch that pit time for Sahadak.
Looks like he just lost the back end under braking there when he had to check up a little bit.
And it almost looked like, as this was happening, that Brom was coming to pit road and then missed the entry, as you see him there, slow on the front stretch. So that's going to hurt the 41's race as well, as now Teal has come to pit road. That leaves Bryce Bohr back out front. Michael Boyd about 10 seconds behind. So again, Bryce faster on and off pit road. And this time we saw it on screen as Boyd slid through his pit stall, had to back it up. That cost him probably about 2 seconds, judging by the gap that went from 8.5 to 10.5. And now Culleton has picked up a black flag. Where is David now? I'm assuming that was speeding on his way out of pit road based on the timing.
Quickest man on track at the moment is Jamie. Jamie just won did a 34.0. Sorry, 31.0.
We'll see what that 5 truck does. The last time when he got fresh tires, he made a bunch of passes. Still running 4th now behind Anthony. So Teal stayed out to try and win that fuel strategy game. That cost him a couple positions, as Griffin and Anthony both got by. Now Griffin's going to go by the 42. Oh, and the 42 smacks the wall.
Doesn't look to be too much damage.
And then the 79 goes by on the bottom. Osborne, though, currently a lap down. We have 8 drivers on the lead lap. Then 6, 1 lap down, with Josh Ryder currently running in that lucky dog position. He's got a pretty good gap, I think, before. Oh, check that. Ryder is the first car in that lucky dog position. LZ is the one ahead of the leader, last truck on the lead lap, in 8th.
I see Boyd's running half a second quicker laps than Bohr at the moment. Bohr's only running 32s, which is pretty slow. Probably the slowest in the top 10 at the moment. So the gap's come down to 8 seconds.
You got to think Bryce is saving fuel. He only went.
Yep.
Let's see if we can pull that stat up here. Look at those pit strategies. Yeah, 31 laps and then 32 laps. So he's really going to have to stretch the last one. Brahm went 34, both. Sahadak went 34 and 33, but they both had issues getting on pit road. Henderson had that contact early in the race. That's got him trapped a lap down. He made it to 34 and 34. And then Teal made 34 and 34. And Griffin and Moutre 34 and 33. So this will be interesting to see. How does Bryce pace himself on this final run? That lead now already down under 8 seconds.
Yeah, he's taken out about half a second a lap. Once again, the last lap, Bohr was the slowest man in the top 10.
And this could be good news for Ryder, as he might get his lap back here, with Bohr saving fuel. And he will. And like you said, Boyd gaining about 3 or 4 tenths every lap now on the 57. With 24 laps to go here in the GEC and the ATL 150.
And to be quite honest with you, Boyd's the second slowest in the top 10. So both first and second are conserving at the moment.
Henderson and Ryder now, Sahadak and Ryder. So the drivers right around 10th place are the ones turning the fast laps right now. A couple of them trying to stay on the lead lap, a couple of them trying to get by the leader as soon as possible in case that caution does come out. Just 9 drivers on the lead lap. Henderson sitting in the lucky dog spot.
Yeah, Henderson's been wishing for a yellow all race, I believe.
Boyd continuing to gain ground on Michael Boyd continuing to gain ground on Bryce Borer. 6.5 seconds is the gap now, with 22 to go. And I think if Boyd can continue this, he's going to need to gain about 0.3 a lap to catch Borer before this thing is over.
Which is about what he's doing right now.
And that last lap, a little bit less. Not sure if tires are starting to play into this or not. Bryce probably being able to save his tires pretty well if he's also saving fuel. And you can see by the telemetry there, we'll watch it as he goes into turn 3. You can just see the RPMs drop out of that 57 truck as he's pressing in the clutch to save fuel on turn entry. Right there. Just a little bit, about 2 seconds worth of clutching it, and that might be all he needs to make it to the end here on fuel.
Very similar time for both our leaders that time. Oh, I say that was the lap before. Borges did a 32.9 and Boyd did a 32.4. So half a second again.
And Griffin is 0.4 faster than both of them, or almost a second faster than Borer. So he's going to catch the 57 at that pace too. I think all 3 of our leaders are going to come right back together when this thing winds down.
And Spencer's on the same fuel run as Griffin is, and he's right behind Griffin as well.
And he's just a little bit faster than the 5. So we might have a 4-truck accordion effect. This should get exciting as this winds down, Lee.
Yeah, the gap is under 5 seconds now at the front. I say that and it jumps back out to 5.2.
As this is winding down, we'll take a look at our season schedule. Here we are at Old Atlanta. We have 3 races remaining: Talladega, Homestead, and Charlotte. I mean, that's a banger of a playlist to finish this one out with Old Atlanta, then Dega. Anything can go at Talladega, and then the classics of Homestead and Charlotte. Especially in these trucks, Charlotte is just such a perfect track. Really fun to race and have the strategy and speed play out together. All right, so that time it looked like Boyd did not gain all that much. See if we can switch around. There we go. We're just going to keep the last lap times up on that leaderboard so we can see the difference. Boyd 1/10 faster, Griffin 0.4 faster than Boyd, Teal 0.4 faster than Griffin. So those top 4 continuing to come together.
.53 in the 71 and pitting, along with the 27.
Yeah, that one confuses me, Lee. The longest anyone has run right now on track is 22 laps. No fuel reason anyway to come down pit road. And that is going to take Anthony out of it. I mean, I'm not sure what to make of this.
Just checking down in the chat. Minchaka is loving your graphics. So good job on your graphics tonight.
And Boyd is on pit road too.
Wow.
This is someone who in the podium interview is gonna have to explain this one to us. Why everyone's only going 20 laps. Maybe they know they can't make it, so they're gonna split this final stage.
Yep.
Or stint. No stages, but this final run, but
the interesting thing with Boyd is I guess he couldn't save enough fuel when he was trying to save.
yeah, and again, that was because he came in. He had 2 laps more than Borer in that first run, and then decided to pit with him, and kind of gave that 2-lap gap away, and he needed that, at least on the fuel aggressiveness he was using. So now Jamie Griffin is just 8 seconds behind the leader, Bryce Borer. We're going to check those lap times again. And Jamie is gaining a second a lap, as it looks like Borer has maybe had to start getting even more aggressive with his fuel saving in the last few laps, as now we're watching Gallman and Elsie go by on the outside. And just like that, Robert Weibel just ran the fastest lap of the race, a 30.8. So the drivers that are getting fresh tires now are going to be pushing as hard as they possibly can, as it almost looks like Borer is just kind of drifting in neutral. Now Boyd with the new fastest lap, a 30.7. And the 57, I mean, it just looks slow at this point. You can see how much longer he's holding in the clutch.
The 33.9 he did last lap, so nearly a 34 seconds.
Yeah, that is a second and a half slower than Jamie Griffin.
Yeah, Jamie's going to be on him.
And so the battle shaping up is going to be between Griffin, who you can see right here behind Osborne, who's a lap down, and then just behind him, Spencer Teal, about 0.8 back.
Jamie was 2 seconds a lap quicker last lap.
Yeah, I think at this point it's safe to say that Borer is either not going to make it, or he's going to have to slow down far too much to hold on to the lead. 9 laps to go. And that you're just watching that lead evaporate for Bryce Borer. Here comes Griffin and Teal into the screen with your leader. Did he save something for him here at the end? 1.3 seconds.
Now, did Jamie save enough? Has Jamie got enough to get to the end? I hope so.
He did get by Osborne. And Teal now right on him as well. I think we're going to...
What a great run by Teal.
Put both of these drivers on screen here for this finale. The gap to Bryce, 0.7 and dropping.
Teal might even be in a better shape because he would be conserving getting in Jamie's slipstream right now. Oh.
Yeah, we're going to...
Wow, it was exceptionally sideways then.
And there goes Griffin to the outside of Bryce Borer. New leader is the 5 truck, but they're going to battle it out. 7 laps to go. It's going to be 6 to go at the line. We're going to keep Griffin and Teal on screen, on board, as this race will most likely come down to those 2 drivers.
Just a reminder, 7 laps to go here.
Borer giving it to him, though. Jamie having to use the slide job in the crossover to hold on to the lead, but the 57 is hanging on. Did he save enough fuel to throw down here at the end? Now Teal, 3-truck battle for the lead. 5 laps to go. Borer back to the lead on the bottom. They're just trading it back and forth at this point. And now Teal gets to the bottom of Griffin as Bora retakes the lead. Osborne and Wyville are just having to sit there and watch this thing. They don't not, I mean, they'd love to get their lap back, but they don't want to mess up anybody's race here for the lead. Teal has to check up as he's got dirty air coming off the 57. That's going to give Griffin a run to the outside.
Well, the 57 got loose getting off that turn 2 as well. So able to hold it and keep his foot down.
Did we count the 57 out too soon, Lee? He saved a little bit, just enough maybe to make it. 3 laps remaining. Oh, and they really send it into turn 2.
Yeah, wow.
Griffin to the outside.
I think what we're seeing there is not only Jamie sending it, but also Bryce getting into the clutch.
What a balancing act that 57 has done just to maintain this battle. And I think he is going to have to roll over a little bit. He clips the grass and drops back. Griffin and Teal going to battle this out. It's a 2-lap finish.
Have Griffin and Teal got enough fuel?
That's true. They only made it in 1 or 2 extra laps over Borer. What are they going to do? Teal looking low. Griffin trying to hold the high side to keep the momentum. Down the front stretch, Griffin's going to lead us to the white flag. This race will end without a caution.
Wow.
Now Griffin to the middle, Teal up high. Can he build some momentum down the backstretch? They're going to be right there together. Griffin throws the block down low.
It's going to be hard to hold it.
Teal and Griffin to the line.
Griffin's got it.
It's going to be
Wow, great job,
veteran
Jamie.
champion of the GEC League.
Wow.
Coming back to the Truck Series.
Wow.
Picking up his first victory of the season. Holds off Spencer Teal. And look at Griffin. You can see just how excited he is. And the disappointment for Spencer.
Yeah, good race, Spencer.
How about that?
So in the top 3, we have Griffin. Actually, who do we have in
think
the
it's
top 3? Griffin,
Teal and
Moutre.
Moutre.
Yeah. So Boer backed off and came in 4th.
Wow. I'm just impressed that Bryce was able to stretch it so far and be there for the battle in those last closing laps. But it is going to be Jamie Griffin, who goes 100 green flag laps, gets into the wall in the first stint, makes repairs under green flag stops. We'll have to check and see if he did. He used his fast repair to do it, and then led 5 laps here at the end of the race to get it done.
Yeah, wow. So much for the commentator's curse. No more commentator's curse.
You
We
got
finally
one. I mean, when's the
crushed
last
that.
time the
Yeah.
booth got a win?
Great job, Jamie. Knew you could pull it out, bud.
And does he have enough fuel to even finish his burnout? Sitting on empty is the 5 truck.
Just looking at where Boyd finished. Boyd finished 6th. He came away with the quickest lap, which was 30.7. Probably when he was trying to run everybody down in that last stint.
With that, we will wait for our race winners to head up to the waiting room. Actually, Jamie Griffin, the winner of the GEC in the ATL 150, joining us right now. Jamie, how about that?
Holy shit. That was wild. That was a super fun race. My first win in a couple seasons, actually. So I am super excited, man. Super excited.
Well, you were my pick. and
Oh, sweet.
you pulled it off. So we just crushed the commentator's curse. So good job, bud.
Awesome. Well, I'm just trying to make up for a couple bad races just recently with a couple black flags. Last race last week in the truck series, I had a black flag that pulled me out of third place. I knew Bryce and Teal were barely going to make it on fuel. I knew Bryce probably wasn't going to make it on fuel, so I knew he was trying to use me up so that way Teal could get around me. But I wasn't going to let it happen at the last lap, man. I blocked him for that final time. I thought he was going to get around me, but he backed off, and sure enough, checkered flag.
Yeah, that was fun. I mean, a 3-truck battle for like the last 5 laps. We saw Bryce saving. We kind of counted him out. We thought he was going to have to drift back and let you and Teal battle it out. And then he took the lead back a couple of times. Were you a little worried that he had saved enough to stay up there with you?
I did, yeah, absolutely. I thought he saved enough, just enough to be able to just compete side by side with me, and it would have made it hard. It made it hard enough because I knew what he was trying to do. I knew he was trying to help his teammate, and I just kept running my line and just kept doing what I was doing the whole race.
Yeah, that was just fun to watch, and I think you're gonna have fun going back and watching this when we actually pulled up you and Spencer's onboards for the last 5 laps to watch that play out, and got to see the intensity and the victory pumps with that you were doing, and then also the disappointment for Spencer. I'm sure we'll get to talk to him here in a minute, but congratulations, great victory there for the 5-truck here in the CDSN Truck Series. Who you got to thank for this run tonight?
Obviously, everybody that's watching, everybody that tunes in each week to watch us run around in circles, everybody at GEC, obviously they're a big component of what we do. Admins, broadcasters, race control directors, everybody that has anything to do with putting all this together. You guys do an amazing job, and I'm glad to be a part of the team. And obviously my family that lets me do this every night.
Yeah.
Oh, and also I have to shout out Walter Sahidek and our team doing a great job this season. Walt, unfortunately, had a mishap in the pits and went around, but I have to shout out Stintley Motorsports as well and Laughing Llama Wraps.
Yes, sir. Laughing Llama, one of our primary sponsors here with the CDSN Truck Series and the GEC Racing League as a whole. Happy to see the 5-truck back in victory lane after some long, close racing over the last couple seasons. And yeah, just happy to see it. Congratulations again, and we'll see you out there next week at Talladega.
Oh, you betcha.
Good job, mate.
Thank you, guys.
All right, we'll have to remind Spencer and Moutre to come up here out of their team chat. Maybe we'll just go ahead and pull them in ourselves.
Yeah.
Just hope they're not in the middle of a sentence.
Get that finger on that mute button.
Here they come. All right, here is driver of the number 81, second place finisher, Spencer Teal. Spencer, tell us about your night.
Well, I'm happy, but at the same time, a little disappointing. I really wanted that one. It's kind of like a hometown track for me. So I've had a lot of laps here in real life kind of type stuff. But no, it was pretty fun. I got to do a little bit of practice this morning, so I kind of figured out what I needed to do. And the biggest thing was just trying to have some discipline and not burn the tires off. So I just, really didn't get a good qualifying run, so I said, all right, I'll just hang out, see what we can do. And I knew Bryce and Boyd and all them, they were going to run pretty hard probably, and so I just kind of laid back and kind of took care of my tires best I could. I knew how far I could go on a fuel run, so that's what I guess I got. Let me lead a few laps there. So and if we went green, I knew we'd have a shot. But I knew Jamie. I guess we were pretty equal. So, but it was a good little fight there at the end. It definitely got interesting with all 3 of us there. So, but all in all, it was good fun race.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of caught on to your fuel strategy as soon as that first cycle went through, and I was surprised to see the drivers come down that did on lap 31, just knowing like, hey, that's not going to be good enough. So who can do it? And I think both you and Griffin made it to lap 33, 34, and
Yep.
at least knew you could do it if you drove the same way for the rest of the race. So was that something
Right.
you like? Lap one, you already had that laid out. I want to make sure I get 2 stops out of this.
Yeah, I mean, figured, just try to do a little math and figured out how far I could go, and um, but at the same time, you still wanted to have a good bit of tire left, because I didn't know if it would kind of play out kind of like a Texas race where if you qualified really well if up front, that's where you stayed. If you qualified in the back, that's where you stayed. So with Atlanta, the way the track is, and it's like real life, old Atlanta, where you have comers and goers. So the ones that were flying at the beginning, you're starting to pass them. And so yeah, I knew I took care of my stuff at first stint, and then the second I could, uh, do a little bit of the same. But by the third, you still had a whole another fuel run to run, but you could run just a little bit harder. But I think that's probably what got me a little bit. I know that Jamie was kind of held up right there behind Dakota, and once I finally got to them, we were pretty much equal. So, and I kind of buzzed my tires there in one lap trying to make a move, so that didn't help at all either. So, but
Well, still a great run for you, coming home second, and just a really exciting race there. The last, I mean, with like maybe 15 to go, we're sitting in the booth going, "Hey, I think like 3 or 4 of these drivers are going to be right together when this is over." And it played out just like that, as Bora had to save so much fuel there about with like 7 or 8 to go. Brought you guys right into it, and super fun. And then good news, bad news is for about the last 5 laps, we had you and Griffin's onboard cameras up, so it was really fun to watch the reactions and then the yin and yang of the emotions there at the checkered flag. So I think you'll have fun watching that. But yeah, thanks again for coming out and racing with the GEC Racing League CDSN Truck Series. We love having you guys race and putting on shows like that for sure. Who else you got to thank for this second place run tonight?
I'm pretty much in ALR team, and of course Blake. I wish Blake could have been up there with us for running. I know he would have put on a good show too, but had a little incident. Everybody got a little loosed off the corner there up before I got the beginning and bounced off the wall, and I guess he got kind of held up contact with that, but I hate it for him. Um, my mom, she's watching. Hopefully, my dad's watching. I sent him the link and everything. And if you notice the truck paint scheme, I'm not running my usual bone pie paint scheme. This is actually when I used to race years and years ago in a pro truck series. This is my paint scheme, except I was number 20 back then, but so through the 81. But that's pretty much identical how it used to be. So hopefully you got to see that and see the JST logo on the hood. But also just thank the league. I know I wish I could be here every weekend, but I work nights and I have to miss it every other week. And it's just a really good, fun league, and we have a good time. And obviously for y'all doing the broadcast and everything, it's like as always, it's always good to go back and watch and kind of break down everything and learn. And I will not make yeah. I would love to make Talladega. Not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make Homestead because our company we're doing our shutdown and all the maintenance people have to be there, and so I'll be missing 2 races in a row, which sucks. But I don't like Homestead, so I'll be okay.
Well, I think that just means that you're going to be a dangerous man when we get to Charlotte with nothing to lose and kind of all or nothing mindset. So I hope you're looking forward to that, at least having to miss those other 2 races.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I might be missing Charlotte too, so I might be. This might be my last hurrah right here till next season. So this makes it even a bigger sting that I really wanted this even more. when at least my last race, I should have beat Bryce at Phoenix, but I messed that one up. But and obviously this one. So, but it was fun. But all in all, it was a great season for me, a great time, and hanging out with y'all and racing and everything, and look forward to next season. But hopefully, maybe I can call out sick next couple of weeks or whatever, and I can come race with y'all. So, but again,
Yeah.
thank y'all and thank you everybody watching and everything like that.
I'm sure there's
Yeah, great
somebody
job,
in this
Spencer.
GEC league who's a doctor who could give you a note if we track them down. But
Maybe we'll have a freak snowstorm. I can't.
oh, could be.
No, then I can't. I live in the South, and in one day we experienced all 4 seasons, so it could happen. So, but
Well, either way, congratulations on this great finish and the just letting us get to watch that great battle at the end, even though it didn't go your way at the checkered flag. Congratulations. We'll see you out there whenever you're there, whether it's this season at Charlotte or, off season. We'll probably have some all-star race action. We'll probably have some off-season fun before we get going again for season 9. So congratulations. We'll see you out there next time.
all right, appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much.
That was Spencer Teal. He came home second. Just behind him was Ryan Moutre, who let us know in a private message he's had a busy day at work and raced his heart out. So he's not going to talk with us. Just let us know he got lucky saving enough fuel, according to him, and got it home third ahead of Bryce Borer. You know who else kind of snuck in there at the end, not to the podium, but to a top 5, was Josh Ryder. He ended up gaining 11 positions, and it wasn't that long before the end of the race that we were watching him get his lap back over that 57. So a great finish for Josh in the 32 as well, even if it wasn't a podium. And that is going to wrap it up for us here with the Collateral Damage Truck Series in the GEC in the ATL 150. If you like what you see, tune in every Tuesday night for the Truck Series action, every Thursday night for our Cup Series. I don't actually know where we're racing. Let's take a look. Oh boy, we're racing at
Talladega.
No, it's Worldwide Technology Raceway
yes.
Gateway for the Cup Series. Here it's going to be a night race, 150 laps, and then we're headed to Martinsville, Milwaukee Mile, and Kansas to wrap up the season. So both the Truck and the Cup Series should have some really exciting races to decide their championship. And we'll have those points updated for you first thing next week. We head to Talladega here with the CDSN Truck Series. Thanks for watching out on YouTube. We'll see you again next time. Lee, any closing thoughts before we wrap this one up?
Yeah, looking forward to Talladega next week. Great race, great quality of racing by everybody, and have a great week, and we'll see you in Talladega.
Sun's going down and the rig is on. iRacing is where I belong. Discord's lit and the drivers are here.